What's good? It's Khalil Jamar. Hope that all is well with you guys. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If this is not your first time on my channel, welcome back. Now, I did this in my last video. I'm going to do it again. Make sure that you guys do subscribe to the channel before we get into this video today. It does let me know what type of content that you guys like, and it also motivates me to put out more content for you guys as well. With that said, let's get into the video. Now, I wanted to do this video today because I did see a clip of Julius Maddox squatting over 700 pounds, which, to be honest with you, really did surprise me because I had no idea that Maddox could squat that much weight or that he was that powerful on the squat. But it did make me want to do a video on one of the most common, I guess you could say, problems that people tend to encounter when they squat, and that is the problem of the hip shift. Now, before I explain why some people may have a hip shift, let me explain to you what a hip shift is. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's when your hips shift during squatting, and it usually happens toward the bottom of your squat. Now, most people I know do have a hip shift, but people have a hip shift for different reasons. Now, as far as I know, there's two main reasons that this may occur. One is the lack of ankle or hip mobility on one side, or one leg can be stronger than the other. Now, having a hip shift when you squat can be a problem, but it isn't always a major problem. There are times where having a hip shift actually may not need to be corrected. An example of this may be when someone, no matter the weight, shifts to one side. The reason that this shift may not have to be fixed in this scenario is because this may just be how the person squats. Now, if the shift occurs as the weight gets heavier or as the person starts to fatigue, this is a time where the hip shift may need to be corrected. As I mentioned earlier, this can happen due to mobility restrictions. Depending on the type of mobility restriction you have, it can cause you to shift to either side when you're squatting. Now, I have this problem myself. My main issue has to do with external mobility on my left side, meaning I shift to my left side when I squat. Now, in this video, I'm squatting 520 pounds for 3, and in the next video, I'm squatting 400 pounds for 8. So watch these two videos, and you should be able to catch where I start to shift. Now, in both videos, of course, you can see that I shift to one side, and for me, it happens because I have a restriction in external mobility on my left side, so I tend to shift to my left. This happens usually when I'm either tired or I'm getting closer to my max weight, meaning that this is a problem that eventually, of course, needs to be corrected because it's not the way I squat every single rep. It's only when I get tired or the weight starts to get heavier. If you have a hip shift or you notice a hip shift in your squat and you realize that it needs to be corrected, I'm going to talk to you about a few things that you can do in order to help fix the problem. Now, I'm no coach at all. I am pretty strong, but I'm no coach. But these are some of the things that I've used in my own training that has helped fix the hip shift. It has made the squat feel a lot more comfortable for me. As someone who does powerlift, though, I go through a lot of issues and encounter a lot of problems that most powerlifters will run into at some point or can run into at some point. And when this happens, I try to research as much as possible as to how to fix the problem. If it works, I want to share it with others in case they may run into the same issues that I do. So here are a few ways that you can fix a hip shift. One is to, of course, incorporate hip mobility stretches in exercises, but not just when you work out. Even throughout the day, you especially want to do this if you work at a job where you have to be in a stationary position all day. I have two exercises that I really try to work on. Now, the first exercise is hip airplanes. Now, usually when I do hip airplanes, I try to hold on to something, whether it's a wall or something in the gym that I can keep my balance. And I try to do about 8 to 10 reps, but with each rep, I try to hold the position for a second or two. Now, the second exercise I work on is a slow body weight squat or a banded squat. Now, both of these exercises, I'm going to be honest with you, like I said, I try to do research and try to figure out what can fix the problem. But these two exercises I really found through Squat University. So if you guys have any issues with your squats at all, definitely go over to Squat University. And the next thing I try to do besides doing hip mobility exercises is to work on single-legged exercises. Now, as I mentioned earlier, one leg may be stronger than the other, and this can be for a multitude of reasons. But regardless of the reason, if you notice that one leg seems to be stronger than the other, there are a few things that you can do to help fix this strength imbalance. That's to work on step ups and lunges. Now with both these exercises, I would say to just start out with your body weight, and as you progress, as things get easier, add weight to your single leg exercises. Now, I usually do use a barbell when doing either of these exercises, but you can use a dumbbell, and I've even seen people use kettlebells as well. But those are, two of the ways that I try to fix the strength imbalance that I believe that I do have. But guys, that is what a hip shift is. And also, again, these are a couple of ways that you can help to fix the problem if you have it, or to start fixing the problem. Again, I'm not a coach or anything, but in case you notice that you have a hip shift when you squat, or you notice someone else does, whether it's your gym partner, your friend, whoever, at least you have an idea of what it is and a few ways that you can help to correct the problem. That is the end of the video, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure that you do like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.